Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us today. I am Jason.
I am Ryan.
And we are the LifeGuards.
LifeGuards.
With a little songy intro there. Today on the episode, we're going to be talking about being an original, not being a knockoff. Just be yourself and step into whoever you are. Ryan, I've been thinking about this idea that of being original. Like, you don't have to be like everybody else.
Right.
It's okay to be who you are. And maybe this comes with age as I'm just telling you kind of what I've been experiencing. But looking at my life, I have a lot of friends that are entrepreneurs, guys that have their own businesses. And I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff, entrepreneurs, and feel like, okay, I've got to be this entrepreneur guy. And
the maverick.
Yes, because I'm surrounded by all these super awesome guys that are doing all this stuff. Like, take you for example. So, but I've come to realize that it's okay not to be that guy, and I'm still kind of working through this. But I get great fulfillment from being like a second in command, like helper guy, and I've had a few roles like that where I was helping the business from a management standpoint or from a leading standpoint, but I wasn't like the starter or the entrepreneur or the founder or anything. And I got great pleasure from that. I'm happy to help, take care of the details and figure the things out and get the steps and the boxes checked.
The process.
So that we're getting through all this stuff, right? And so it just has got me thinking about this idea that, it's okay to, you hear it and I know it, it's okay just to be you. There's already Ryans out there, and I don't have to be Ryan. And there's already,
Jason's.
Bill Gates out there, and I don't have to be Bill Gates. Not that that's kind of an extreme example, but it's okay to be that person who you are.
Yeah, who you are.
Yeah, you're good at. You've said a few times that you're not like the outside guy or like the
mechanically inclined. I'm not the handyman, like fixing stuff. It took me. I've been married 19 years. It took me like 17 to get good at hanging things.
Like pictures on the wall, you mean?
Yeah, just all that stuff. Like,
right.
I hate it. I'm terrible at it because you miss one step or you do something that you don't know any better, and now like it's jacked up and the drywall is jacked up, and that just feels like I don't know how to do that. I have to like sand something and then put goo on it and then smooth that out. And and now we got to paint it. Oh my gosh, I'm out. I
did learn that lesson. I was like, you know what? I tried doing some drywall plastering and mudding and taping. And I'm like, this is not me. The next time I do this, I'm hiring a guy because I'm just becoming an angry person. And I hate every moment of this. So let's just hire this out. But I think the bottom line is that don't be a knockoff. Don't be a knockoff. Be an original. Yeah. Like, be you. Like, people pay for originals. I actually looked this up the other day that the original iPhone, there was one that sold. Let me just get the details right here. There was a first edition Apple iPhone that sold this week. We are in late 2022 here. For more than $39,000 at auction. It was in the box. It was original, sealed, like flawless cell phone, original iPhone, and sells for $39,000. People pay for originals, not for copies or like paintings and things like that. People want the actual painting, not the print of the painting. And I think I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think men or people, maybe it's social media that you see everyone in their best life.
Oh, for sure.
They're
living their best life.
These are their vacation photos.
Actually, look at how good I look in this outfit. Look how good I look with my children. They love me. They adore me. I'm an amazing parent. Look at my beautiful wife and how perfect we are. And look at our this and that and the other.
Like I'm going on vacation to the islands. Like, do you have a recommendation for a yacht rental? I saw a John Christ clip the other day, and he was going on about people who are asking for like recommendations because they're going on this awesome vacation. They just want to let everyone know that they need a recommendation.
That's their subtle way of saying,
where's the best place on the beach when I'm in Costa Rica?
Right.
You know, I'm going there. Do you have, what's a good restaurant I'm going to Paris. Is there a good restaurant there that you recommend while we're on our trip? It's like, okay. People are comparing themselves to each other. I guess that's what kind of where we're going with that. And it's sometimes hard to try and stay in your lane if you're, you know, it's self-imposed pressure. I feel like maybe this is a counseling session right here, right now, but it's like it's okay to just live in the giftings that you have, and you're not someone else. So why not embrace it and pursue it and own it? And so I guess that comes with time, or that comes with maturity. Maybe that's part of the growth process, but that's kind of what's going through my mind these days, is trying to figure all that out and what that whole thing kind of looks like. I think you were saying it's like don't be a chameleon, or don't be something like that.
Yeah, I think you can spend a lot of time, unnecessary time, trying to measure up to someone else's giftings, and you're denying yours, and you're fixated on, oh, they are so good, you know, like. And I know people in my life that are amazing at, you know, I have people, family members and friends who are builders. And so they're very good at building houses. I am not. I'm not that guy. Or fixing them, you know, that sort of thing. But if I spent the majority of my time fixating on that and just trying to be that, I'm denying the things that God's given me. And I have abilities and giftings and talents and passions, strengths that I possess. And if I spend the majority of my life focusing on the weaknesses, or focusing on, I want to be like that person, I want to sound like him, I want to look like him, I want to, you know, whatever. And obviously we learn a lot from each other. That's part of life. But there's a difference between like doing life together and learning from each other. Like there's things that you do as a dad that I want to emulate, but that's different than like, I want to be Jason. Like Jason wears these types of clothes and he has these sorts of mannerisms, and that's
a little bit creepy.
Yeah, I'm going to show up matching just like you. But you know, focus on the things that you are strong in and work those strengths. And again, you know, push to master a particular area that you're wired for. Don't spend all your time on, like, for example, I'm terrible with directions. Like my sense of direction, God did not give me a compass. But thank God I was born in an era that has a GPS. So I use GPS everywhere. I'm from the city that I live in Charleston. I can get lost like that. And I use GPS everywhere. If I'm in a plane, it's a GPS.
Like, what did you do before the iPhone? Like, did you have the Rand McNally there?
MapQuest. Remember MapQuest?
Yes,
way back in the day.
Yep.
I wasn't driving across the country without MapQuest or whatever I was. Oh yeah, I'd print out
the steps.
Four pages with the 45 steps, and you're flipping pages. I mean, that's what I was doing. So, you know, for me to be like, I'm going to be this like directions guy, and I'm going to really like lean into that. Obviously, you can work on your weaknesses, and I think you should, but to spend my whole, you know, all of my energy and focus on that is just a total waste of time. I just use a GPS, find a tool, or a friend, you know, or a team member, or someone that you can collaborate with that can bring a strength to your weakness.
So I feel like there's some strengths and weaknesses are obvious. Like you just said, you're not good at reading maps. You know, I can't. There's some guys that can code. I don't know how to code, nor do I have any interest in coding.
Right.
So there are small things that it's obvious we have strengths and weaknesses. There are bigger things, or maybe things that you learn through your life, that gifts and talents and abilities you have that you learn maybe as you mature, whether you're strong in this area or whether you're weak in this area.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well, I think your gift or my gift doesn't trump your gift. Your gift doesn't trump my gift, my strength. So like you talked about, you know, feeling like you have to measure up, and in order to measure up, you've got to be an entrepreneur, or you've got to be the number one guy, or the CEO role, or whatever it is. but like you really enjoy being the number two and you like the process and you like figuring out the steps. I don't like figuring out the steps. And so like you and I's relationship in general is very complementary. Like we're friends for a lot of reasons, but one of them is because you have strengths, even subtle strengths that I'm not as strong in, you know? And so, and I have some that you're not as strong in. And so we like talking to each other because you're always giving me something and I'm able to receive it as a gift.
Right.
And I'm giving you stuff and you're receiving it as a gift.
Sure.
And that's a good thing.
Well, and that's true. Like even as we've been talking about some projects that we're working on, you know, your energy to like, okay, well, let's just do it. Let's figure it out. Let's make it happen. You know, that's inspiring and encouraging to say, okay, sure. Yeah. And we just keeps the ball rolling. I guess it highlights the importance of friendships and how if you have friends that you complement each other, that you can work together and you know, that's how businesses get started with partners, I imagine, and stuff like that. You work well together, right? So just if you're listening or watching this, don't feel like you need to be a chameleon and fit in every scenario and be everything to everyone. Like, don't be a slimy lizard, you know, be that original. Don't be a knockoff.
Well, and I think the other thing is if you're a precision instrument, don't be a hammer.
Right.
Like if you're one of those really fine precision screwdrivers, don't try to be the big giant screwdriver.
Right.
Because if that's he does the big work.
All the big guys.
He's on the big rig, like that screwdriver is used for the big jobs. Well, yeah, you need a bigger screwdriver for a bigger part, but that precision tool is doing something that's very important. You're dealing with precision equipment, you know? So the big screwdriver or the little screwdriver in terms of precision or larger or whatever, one doesn't trump the other. They are both necessary and they are complementary and you need both tools in the toolbox. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. I'm Ryan with the LifeGuards, and you can follow us at YouTube, on Facebook, or thelifeguards.net. Please check us out, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.